I have been asked to explain why on earth I do this stuff. Like, not property, because it's sort of semi-obvious, isn't it? You do property because you want security, stability, financial income, relative freedom. You know, look, no hands, don't need to be at work every day. Well, do need to work, but don't need to, well, do choose to work, sorry. And there's the difference. But why do I do all the YouTube stuff? So yes, there is a commercial element to it. Of course there is. Some folks are going to see what we do, like our vibe, and decide to work with us. There's a second element that's really useful, which is some folks are going to see what we do, see that we tell the truth, see that we say that, you know, it's pretty hard. We show stuff that's real. We don't cheese it up in any way. And they're going to be the folks that want to be millionaires overnight, and they're going to bounce away from us because they don't want to hang out with us, and that's cool too. But actually the real reason is, and it sounds really naive, and I'm not at all a naive person, although I would hope to be very nice, is it changes lives. I don't mean I change lives, not at all. I mean property. Property absolutely changed my life. Like, absolutely changed my life. I'm head of household. There was a number of years ago that all my white goods broke down. My little ones were little, and as any working mum knows, your washing machine becomes your best friend. I mean, thankfully I have got a whole bunch of gorgeous friends, but you cannot do without a washing machine. At that point they were really little, so I needed a tumble dryer. Well, I found a tumble dryer easier, a fridge freezer, and a dishwasher. And they all broke down, and I didn't have the money. And I don't do debt apart from mortgage debt, so I didn't have one. And I had to choose what comes first: food, washing, drying, or lazy dishwashing. So obviously that came last. And that was it. That was our family expenditure for 6 months. Now, for heaven's sake, I know how many washing machines, dishwashers, I don't give my tenants tumble dryers, and fridge freezers I've got. And it's just like, oh, there's one broken down? Right, yeah, go onto AO.com and get it done. But it's not even just that. But I just remember the miserableness of really just earning enough income to support my family, working really hard, not having the freedom to spend as much time with my family as I wanted. I had good jobs because I had the family to support, you know, so there'd be times I'd be coming home and meeting them at a burger place, a nice burger place, but a burger place for tea, thinking, this is crazy. I'm earning in a job that I don't particularly like, wasting my life when I want to spend time with my babbities who are growing up, and I don't have enough time or energy necessarily to always go home and cook, so we meet once a week in a burger joint, you know, and it's great for them, it's really cool, but it's not the family life I want. And now, you know, I've been at home half the day today. So property changes lives. It changes my life in terms of wealth. I get paid on the first. And now, at the moment, we have an internal team that manages my portfolio because we prefer it and we're actually really good at it. I don't manage my portfolio. My team does, and I love sitting down with them and kind of vibing out on how we can improve things. But I could easily transfer that. I don't want to, and I'm not going to, but I could easily transfer that over to letting agents. So I could be entirely hands-off if I wanted to. The income I have is so much higher than any income I had, and I used to have very high-level, director-level jobs. So it changes wealth in terms of cash flow. It changes wealth in terms of assets. I have multi-million pounds. I'm not trying to show off at all because I'm still wearing a pair of shorts. If anything went wrong with my family, you know, and anybody needed any help, at worst, I sell a house. You know what? I've got loads of them. It make no odds to me at all. And I have assets that I know that when I'm going to wait until my kids are a bit older because they need to experience life. They need to experience a couple of the sharp edges to grow and develop, you know, and to be rounded. But I know, and they shouldn't be watching this, and don't you dare, because I don't want them to watch this, because I don't want them to know. But of course I'm going to help them for houses. My son already lives in a flat that I own when he goes to college, and my daughter used to live in one of my houses, and of course I'm going to help them on the property ladder. If anybody else that's dear to me was really struggling financially or had some serious illness that wasn't covered by anything medical but needed payment, well, you just sell a house. So we've got like long-term security and long-term kind of what you might call emergency security. And then, of course, I can hand this stuff on to my kids, although I'm also very conscious of making sure they're well-rounded people. I don't want to just assume, you know, mum's worked crazy hard to give this to you guys and actually it spoils them. It also changes lives in terms of timing. I can choose what I do with my day. I don't actually need to run the good property company. I can live off my properties. And a friend of mine said a while ago, well, if everything went wrong, I'd be like, I'll just live off my properties. So I have a complete choice now. Now I choose to work in property. because I'm afraid to say I totally love it. I was on the phone to Ash today. He was like, do you want to come and snag this property with me? And I was like, oh man, I'd love to. I've got all these things I've got to do, but oh man, there's nothing I want more than being on site with Ash. And later on, I had a right good old 18-minute chat with my builder who's renovating a very large property at the moment. Brilliant fun. You know, I'm afraid to say it's brilliant fun. So, but I choose that. You know, I went to the hairdresser at 3 o'clock today. Sorry guys, I know that's not going to float your boat. And I go to the gym when I want to. I also work incredibly hard, so I'm not, but that's because I choose to. So it gives me financial income, which is higher than I've ever had before in my life. I don't actually even spend it all, which is lovely. It gives me financial stability, both for very, very long term in terms of millions and millions of pounds worth of assets, but also, what if there was an emergency? You know, sell a house, no big deal. I wouldn't even miss it. You know, it gives me the ability to have freedom around my life in terms of what hours I do and when I work, what location I work in. I work in cafes a lot of the time. We've got a really cool office. I work at my kitchen table. Because I'm accountable to myself and I'm very clear that I deliver, I can choose the location. And then it gives me choice of whether I do want to work or not. Now I choose to because I find it really engaging, but I also do a lot of training. I do weightlifting and CrossFit. So property changes lives. It's changed my life. It's already changed my children's life, and it will change very significantly their lives in the future. And to be honest, without sounding too, you know, whatever you want to put in there, that's why I do this stuff. Because when I started, I used to go to Bristol Pin in the early days. So thank you, Simon Zutzi, for providing that. And I used to just be in there and like speaking to all these people, and it's like 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen, because I had no properties. I don't know if anyone's done this. I would be walking into a property meet and like I'd be really nervous because, you know, we do have the thing as human beings about status. And I was like, well, I know nothing. I own nothing apart from my own house. You know, I've got the pecking order, but stuff the pecking order. Being an entrepreneur is not about a pecking order and how many properties you've got. It's about your potential, your excitement, how fun you are to be around, what knowledge you've got. And so many people were so kind to me at Bristol Pin, and then lots of other locations since, lots of other property events. I learned so much. And they were just so thoughtful and so considerate and treated me entirely like an equal that, to be honest with you, that pay it forward has stayed with me all this time. And that's why I wrote the 100 lessons. And that's why we put together lots of information packs. And I just adore running our mentoring group because I just see I see folks developing, and it's really exciting. And to be honest, because we've got really good quality people in the program, I actually learn every single month as well. But isn't it fun sharing knowledge? And particularly when you know that that knowledge can absolutely, fundamentally, if taken and acted on, change lives. Because it totally changed mine. I completely know the evidence that that's the case. So long, chatty, why do we do this YouTube channel? Yeah, it'll help people decide whether they want to work with us or not. And that's cool. That's cool either which way. But do you know what? We could do it in a different way. We could pay for advertising. I do it because I want to share the information. I want to share the information because fundamentally, property changes lives. I hope you are enjoying the channel. What we've done is we've divided it into lots of playlists so that whatever subject you want to find, hopefully you nip into the playlist and then just go along and have a good look. And if you want any other videos made, please message me down below and have a good look, and I'll write it on my list of videos for you guys next time Madam gets her hair done. Anyway, wherever you're at in your journey, I hope it goes really well. It's probably going to be harder than you think, slightly longer than you think, more sleepless nights than you think, and a little bit more expensive than you think, but it's so worth it. And I wouldn't want to go through the beginning startup again because, oh my goodness, it was really stressful, but I am beyond belief grateful for where I'm at now. And I hope you're there or way ahead of me. So good luck, folks. See you soon.